Hello, everyone. For those of you who travel on planes, I suggest you watch this video in its entirety. My name is Daryl Guberman. I'm the CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. We have been very much involved with Boeing issues since April 17, 2024, where I stood up at a DHS subcommittee in the support of Sam Salephour, an engineer who was a whistleblower on the Boeing 777 and 787, like the one that just went down from Air India. And the PR team at Boeing said, "This is a safe aircraft. We've never had a crash. This is the first time." Sit back, relax, and listen to me. And I'm a shareholder, by the way, of Boeing. And here it goes. Jumping on the barrel, the hidden dangers in Boeing's Dreamliner assembly line. This is by me, Daryl Guberman, a 40-year-plus quality expert in aerospace and other industries, background composites, plastics, non-ferrous metals, aluminum, titanium alloys. I'm a certified level 2 penetrant inspector. So here we go. On April 17, 2024, Department of Homeland Security Subcommittee hearing, Boeing engineer and whistleblower Sam Salephour gave a jaw-dropping testimony. He described employees physically jumping on composite fuselage barrels during the 787 Dreamliner's assembly process. These are not test items. These are critical structural components of aircraft trusted to fly millions of miles over decades. What he saw wasn't testing, it was a negligence disguised as normal. A global supply chain, a shared liability. The fuselage sections are manufactured by Kawasaki Heavy Industries in Japan. The center fuselage, Korea Aerospace Industries, South Korea. Leonardo in Italy, formerly Alina Aeronautica. The aft fuselage is in Boeing, Charleston, South Carolina, subcomponents, Spirit Aerospace Systems, Kansas. The carbon fiber, which that's my background is composites, the carbon fiber composite barrels often offer lightweight advantages, but they also absorb moisture. And when Boeing skips critical oven dry out protocols, the moisture becomes embedded in the aircraft structure, leading to delamination, microcracks, thermal fatigue, weak bonding, potential structure failure, and the bonding breakdown. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that they're skipping it, but from past practice, most definitely in 2023, they got caught after 11 years. I think it was the DOJ that fined them $8.1 million at their Boeing V-22 Osprey composite facility, where they were not doing in contract that they signed that they would do testing of their autoclaves, both time, temperature, and pressure, at least once a month. They were skipping those processes. And if they're skipping those processes, do you think they're going to put a barrel of the fuselage of a 787 in an oven to dry out? Especially when they're putting pressure, pushing more airplanes out the hangar door. As exposed by an internal Boeing memo and reported by Air Insight, Teflon contamination in the autoclave process significantly weakened bonding in major fuselage sections. Initially dismissed as within limits, further analysis revealed that bonding was below design tolerances on components from the Mitsubishi Heavy Duty Industries, Leonardo, Kawasaki Heavy Industries, Spirit Aerosystems, and Boeing itself on tail structures. This means the entire fuselage and tail section of the 787 were assembled with substandard bonds, increasing the risk of long-term airframe failure, preloading, engineering decay into the frame. The 787's fuselage barrels are preloaded during assembly, meaning they are installed under stress, Salephour warned. Due to preloading, the aircraft's life cycle is shortened, combined with moisture and subpar bonding. This makes structural degradation inevitable over time. Abandoning on-site audits, the 2002 Boeing directives. This systematic failure is not new. On April 17th hearing, I, Daryl Guberman, stood up to support the whistleblower Sam Salephour and presented two overlooked yet damning documents that Boeing took off their website as of January 2025. It's disgusting. They took it down because I exposed them. April 2002 Bulletin Special Process Notification Certification for NADCAP. Boeing declared it would accept NADCAP, National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Accreditation Program, which is only administered by the Performance Review Institute. Certifications in lieu of its own on-site inspections. A bulletin stated, sending in your NADCAP certificate and your parts may reduce redundant inspections, and Boeing will only visit your facility if need be. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? This was Boeing surrendering direct oversight of welding, heat treatment, plating, and other critical processes to a piece of paper. On July 2002, bulletin, AS9100 certification must be accredited by ANSI-ANAB, the American National Standards Institute, and the American National Accrediting Board, who founded the International Accreditation Forum, incorporated in Delaware. Its sister organization is in Australia, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation. Both of those organizations have both international and national accreditation bodies equivalent to ANSI-ANAB. And ANSI-ANAB are underwriters for them. And that means that anything that goes wrong, both in systematic or product failure, is on ANSI-ANAB's liability, okay? Boeing required AS9100 certification from ANSI-ANAB, accredited registrar, and again stated, Boeing will only visit your facility if the need arises. What does that mean? Two bulletins, two statements confirming that Boeing started in 2002 outsourcing accountability and gutted its own on-site auditing for over 22 years. Critical aerospace suppliers operated on the honor system, shielded by certifications instead of scrutiny. The certification web, control without responsibility. At the time of these bulletins, Boeing was on the ANSI-ANAB Management Committee, which is a website, okay, it was on their website that said they can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. In August or September of 2024, they took off that web page. Unbelievable. In October 2003, ANSI-ANAB issued a Heads-Up 22 mandating that all AS9100 suppliers be listed on the OASIS database, which is the Online Aerospace Systems Information System. Suppliers could not opt out, nor could they avoid paying database fees. This database is run by the International Aerospace Quality Group, which Boeing helped lead. It centralized certification while decoupling it from the verification. 2009, Boeing becomes its own regulator. In 2009, the FAA designated Boeing as an Organization Designation Authorization, ODA holder, giving it the power to self-certify its own aircraft and aircraft technologies, approve its own designs, certify its own production patterns and systems. This was the same MCAS system that led to the deaths of 346 people aboard Lion Air 610 and Ethiopian Air 302, which meant their own aircraft designs and technologies. The technologies was the MCAS system that they approved themselves. So when you hear the DOJ state that Boeing lied to the FAA, that's a lie, because Boeing was the FAA. They didn't have to tell them anything. Conflict of interest and federal level. Shockingly, the DHS, DOJ, Department of Commerce, and FDA all serve on ANSI-ANAB's board, not just as members, but as paying customers. This creates a structural conflict of interest and likely violates 5 CFR 2635-702C, prohibiting use of public office for endorsement, and 18 U.S.C. 209, barring dual compensation from private entities. And we would get into that, but not in this video, about the DHS and also the Department of Commerce having individuals sitting on ANSI-ANAB, getting the federal salary and also getting compensated from ANSI-ANAB. This is not merely a corporate failure, it is a government endorsement of collapse of oversight. Conclusion. This is not just about planes, it's about accountability. From Teflon contamination to moisture-laden composites, from skipped inspections to self-certification, Boeing has traded engineering integrity for corporate convenience. The 787 Dreamliner was sold as the future, but with every shortcut, every sealed-over defect, every unvisited supplier, the future gets shorter. We stand here today at the crossroads, ladies and gentlemen. Do we value paper certifications or real safety? Do we accept systematic concealment or demand transparent accountability? Conclusion. This is not just about planes, it is about accountability. Teflon contamination to moisture-laden composites. From skipped inspections to self-certification. From government conflict of interest to industrial cover-up. Boeing has traded engineering integrity for corporate convenience. Ladies and gentlemen, I have personally warned Air India and other global carriers about a year plus ago, and I didn't stop there. In October 2024, I spent nearly a month on the ground in Washington state. I didn't hide behind press releases to Zoom calls. I walked into it. Everett, Renton, Auburn, and Northfield. I met with employees. I listened to the few still brave enough to speak up. I confronted the silence of the air union IM 751, the very union that's supposed to protect these workers, not shield mismanagement. And I can tell you without hesitation, Boeing is hemorrhaging quality from the inside out. No matter what corporate PR says, no matter how polished the spin. And if Boeing doesn't bring in a true outsider, such as myself, where I sent the board a 42-page document with 11 letters of recommendation, I sent Kelly Oberg the same thing. Did you hear anything? I heard crickets. There must be something that doesn't smell right. And if Boeing doesn't bring a true outsider, someone not bought, not compromised, and not afraid to overhaul their corrupted quality infrastructure, then may God have mercy on the next aircraft that fails midair, because there will be another one, ladies and gentlemen. There will be another one. And when it happens, the crash will be on your conscience, Mr. Kelly Oberg, and the entire Boeing board of directors. Well, I was there at David Calhoun on June 18th, and I must confess, it didn't look like it even bothered him when that Alaska door popped off. He still got $45 million. This is not speculation, ladies and gentlemen. This is fact. Grounded in 40-plus years of quality assurance, firsthand experience with aerospace systems and materials, composites, Kevlar, boron, graphite, fiberglass, metal matrix composites, etc., their adhesive and metallic fastening systems, machining, aluminum, titanium alloys, and processes. That used to stand for something, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a whistleblower. I'm just a QA expert. I'm not just a Boeing shareholder. I am the voice this industry has ignored far too long. And I will not stop until the truth flies as high as the jets we claim to trust. Because if I was you, go on an Airbus, and I'm a Boeing shareholder. Until they make good and contact me and interview me so I can prove to them that it is the individual that makes the difference, as Igor Sikorsky once said from Sikorsky Aircraft. It is the individual that makes the difference. And remember this, once again from Dwight D. Eisenhower, it is not the size of the dog in the fight that counts. It's the size of the fight in the dog. My name is Daryl Guberman, 203-556-1493. I hope you did the right thing and listened to this video. Whether you're driving, hopefully not flying, we'll talk to you soon.